LG Magna is a rather cheap device, but it has 8 megapixel rear camera with autofocus and LED flash, while the front camera has 5 megapixels. We'll see how good are these cameras. The camera application starts up after just a second. Application interface has all the icons you need, but they're rather too small, I think, at least for my fingers. You can adjust a lot of manual settings, but it's not so important on this cheap device. It's important that the first image snapping is fast, instantaneous, and it's easy to switch from front to rear camera because you have a direct key for that. The camera can be turned on by the rear key, but for me it's not something particularly easy to use. Everything works okay, so let's see the photo quality. In daylight, from the rear 8 megapixel camera, you'll get okay photos. Some parts of the image will be too bright or too dark. This is f2.4 aperture, so it doesn't gain a lot of light and it cannot balance the exposure. In the end, it's okay for family usage, snapping images with friends. You won't get perfect photos that will thrill you with its quality, but this is, average, okay, good photos. What I like is that you don't get too much noise, and there was one photo that was almost perfect. It's not a real macro, but something similar, and if you dedicate to the image, you can get a pretty good photo. In low light conditions, you'll see some bigger noise, but not too much noise. You don't get ruined details, which is again great. And the photos are okay, but not all of them. Most of them are blurred. Every third photo or fourth photo will be usable and clean. Rear camera records Full HD 1080p video at 30 frames per second. In daylight, you'll get okay image quality on video if you don't move the camera a lot. If you move it, you'll see a bunch of artifacts. It's okay stabilized, you don't get too much noise or blurry details. It's pretty sharpened, some will say too sharpened, but in the end this is very solid video that doesn't shake too much. In low light conditions, the video has blurry details and more artifacts, so in low lights with this camera it's best not to move it, to hold it still and just record. In that way you will actually record something. Front 5 megapixel camera in daylight gives pretty good photos for selfies, especially if you have a lot of light. On details you can see the noise, but when you reduce it to Instagram or some other lower resolution, the photos will be pretty good. In low light conditions, photos will be more blurry and a lot of them won't be usable. Every third or fourth will be. So I guess this is not really a good camera for selfies on your night out. Video from the front camera can be recorded in HD 720p resolution, and when there is a lot of light in daylight, you can get really great video, but when you go in some lower light conditions, the camera cannot record bright image. The stabilization again is okay, so you'll get pretty good video selfies during day, and in low light you'll get even better video selfies than photo selfies in low light. This my video selfie looks, I think, pretty good. So in the end, front and rear camera on LG Magna are pretty good in daylight. You get usable photos, but they're not superb. The noise reduction works okay. If you go somewhere where there isn't a lot of light, your photos won't be really good. So this is some average quality, like compact cameras ranging up to $100, but without optical zoom. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have this smartphone, I'd love to see your comments and to see how your photos look like. Bye.